The movie Ten Canoes is a very important film in the educational setting. The idea of this video is to recognise the issues within education today, including social justice, ethical and political issues, as well as to explain the practical ways in which this movie can be used to promote Indigenous education. One of the major social justice issues within education is the low literacy levels within Indigenous and Torres Strait students. To overcome this, teachers must work together to recognise that non-Indigenous and Indigenous students learn differently due to native languages spoken at home. The movie Ten Canoes promotes and encourages Indigenous culture and history as the actors speak their native language. This also relates to the AITSL 2.4 standard as to demonstrate broad knowledge of, understanding of, and respect for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander histories, cultures, and languages. One of the main ethical issues within education today is racism and judgments being made by teachers. For example, a teacher may base their expectations of students' performances on their race, socio-economic backgrounds, or gender. It is therefore important to have a pedagogical mind in order to overcome judgment and assumptions. The movie Ten Canoes, therefore, can be used as an effective resource to educate teachers as well as non-Indigenous and Indigenous students on culture and history. This then will allow education to move forward and for the inequality gap to close. This also relates to the AITSL 2.4 to support colleagues with providing opportunities for students to develop understanding of and respect for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander histories, cultures, and languages. This resource can also be used in the practical setting of science. Content components of the Stage 3 New South Wales Science syllabus involve students to observe and describe the structural features of some native Australian animals and plants. The movie Ten Canoes can be used in this setting, as it depicts the Indigenous using Australian plants such as bark to make canoes, as well as creating weapons to hunt. The film is set in the Australian bush and hence can be used as a resource to create an understanding for students, as well as to promote Indigenous history and culture. Using the movie Ten Canoes enables educators and students, both Indigenous and non-Indigenous, to be educated on Indigenous culture and history. This resource therefore aims to overcome certain issues within education today in the hopes to promote Indigenous and Torres Strait Islander education and as well as to close the inequality gap.